Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the UN Ocean Conference 2022 official virtual side event, Marine Africa, the role in excellence in capacity building to increase globally ocean health and quality of life. We will talk and discuss the collaborative actions in marine conservation and blue growth, the science and education in University of Algarve in Portugal and African partners, and also European partners, to the commitment Ocean Future Sustainability Global Scale. To start, Professor Alexandra Teodósio, the Vice-Rector of the University of Algarve, will talk about the context of running projects in University of Algarve. So, Alexandra, you can start.
Thank you, Vânia, for the introduction. Good morning, all dear colleagues and friends that are also not only in Portugal, but they are spread among seas and continents, but we are all connected by our only ocean. I'm very grateful and honored. Sim? Não está a ouvir?
Estamos a ouvir, sim.
Ok.
Vai ouvir, Alexandra.
Eu estou a ouvir. Os colegas não me estão a ouvir? It's okay, the sound?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, everything is okay, the sound. Maybe somebody forgot to turn on their own sound.
Okay, thank you, Teresa. I'm asking to all to turn off the microphones, please, just to continue. So I was saying that I was very grateful and honored also by your presence here in this side event of the United Nations Ocean Conference. And this event, it's one more of the several that are running today. But it's necessary because despite of decades of management and conservation efforts, we have still only limited success in rebuilding marine life and restoring ocean ecosystems from human inflicted damage on a global scale, with overfished stocks now threaten marine key and emblematic marine species, ocean acidification, plastification events, anoxic areas, and many others. It will be needed to harness both our emotion and rational sides to create a more powerful movement to heal the ocean and rebuild its abundance, diversity, and richness, and also to protect nature rights. And remember that this ocean diversity also sustain our well-being from all continents and are directly involved in the subsistence of billions of human lives in coastal areas. Science and knowledge provides ways for collecting and interpreting data and information that can enhance our understanding and also support political decisions and actions. To effect wide range and long-lasting change, love and knowledge, we need to work together to transform our collaborative relation and collective way to address this only ocean and the whole planet. In the official opening of this ocean conference in Lisbon last Monday, we already see some demonstration of this collective change with demonstration from all sectors, from citizen movements claiming the need of change from politics, but we also listened positive message and achievements from politics, like the president of Palau stating that 100% of cleaning energy will be achieved in that island, and also the president of Colombia that informs us that in his country already achieved 30% of marine protected areas this year, and most of them not taking areas. Also, the president of Angola highlighted the plantation of 1 million mangrove trees in Luanda coast, and also the representative of Fiji Island also let us know that by 2013 all the fishing gears used will be biodegradable in that archipelago. So today, with our side event, I hope to be able to show that with collaborative actions within countries and institutions targeting marine conservation and blue growth based on science and education, still more positive stories may be written, hopefully in the close future. In fact, most of the ocean remains unknown and undiscovered, as several marine areas in Africa. Those areas represent one true final frontiers and holds the potential to improve human condition from basic food to energy, from chemistry to health. And it's emblematic that was in Africa where human life starts and where our ancestors are. And it's also exciting that true and endless immense sea of opportunities are just there in front of us. For Portugal, the importance of the sea stems essentially from the overwhelming maritime geography of our country, an European state projected in the Atlantic Ocean, and the cooperation with Africa seems naturally due to the physical proximity, cultural and some linguistic links, and also due to climate change, tropicalization of our coasts in Europe, as the south of Portugal, what is already quite evident, and the knowledge shared with African institutions with us will also help us to more properly adequate and management our areas. The University of Algarve developed collaborative actions with African partners to support in situ excellence of marine science at a global scale, from Morocco, Mauritania, Senegal, Cabo Verde, Guinea-Bissau, São Tomé e Príncipe, Angola, Namibia, Mozambique, South Africa, and others, with funds namely from Aga Khan network, from FCT, our Portuguese Science Foundation, and also indirectly through the UNESCO Center Science LP, Ciência em Língua Portuguesa. Within that, we recently signed an agreement to a specific call that will support yearly 20 PhD scholarship targeting marine science in Africa, together with other Portuguese higher education institutions, namely Açores, Madeira, Aveiro, Évora, and Nova, within a consortium coordinated by Algarve. Some of those actions also include other partners in European countries, namely research and education projects through EA grants as the Blue Route project with Norway and other partners, the projects in the Horizon Europe as the Sustainable Horizon project that was recently approved with partners from Spain, Germany, Finland and Romania, and also Erasmus Plus projects, namely the WALG alliances, and also the recent integration of WALG in the European Universities of the Seas with Spain coordination, namely University of Cadiz, but also with partners from France, Germany, Poland, Malta, Norway, and Italy. During this morning and afternoon sessions, we will be able to have in our screen presentation of those projects by the coordinators or representatives, and also some work presented by early stage research or PhD candidates. Those presentations will show projects already running with a transdisciplinary approach needed as sustainable development is the target, involving distinct entities from universities, research institutions, NGOs, and business sector. And also local communities indirectly are involved. In fields such marine biology, observational oceanography, socioeconomy, ecosystem modeling, fisheries, sustainable aquaculture, among others. By the end of the afternoon session, I will present shortly the voluntary ocean commitment, Marine Africa, that I share with the partners in the beginning of the week, and I received already several agreements by email, from institutions as the University of Namibia, Agostinho Neto University, University of Huelva, Federal University of Rio Grande do Norte, S2 Aqua Collab, and more, I hope, will join. And to those, I will ask to formally declare its commitment to during this day. Many thanks again to all for being here today. And now, Vânia, the screen is yours. Thank you again.
Okay, thank you, Alexandra. I will share my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay. So, hello again. I'm Vânia. I'm a principal coordinator of the LittleFish project, and I will give you a general idea of the project. So I will talk about coordination and management measures. One of the priorities of this project is to produce results that could have a meaningful impact in Africa tropical islands and be applicable elsewhere in the developing countries regarding conservation management measures of the potentially threatened species, especially in the case of an amphibious species, the peixinho, the little fish. Thus, the present project integrates the topic of collaborative research, emphasizing the emerging issues under the quality of life concepts, including technical and scientific sustainable international cooperation in the field of marine biodiversity, conservation, and adaptation. The project aims to increase knowledge of peixinho, or little fish, in São Tomé e Príncipe, directly use it as a fishery resource. This project intends to make the peixinho case study an example for other fisheries with threatened goby fry in many tropical islands. And taking advantage of the resource spent studying the biodiversity in nearshore and riverine areas. So the means and technical expertise are still insufficient to assess the impacts and enforce protection measures on these endemic species. Local communities depend strongly on these species for sale and consumption without any monitoring of fisheries. Thus, there are imminent threats to the conservation, then monitoring biodiversity, improving environmental quality, and the developing alternative livelihoods are urgent to increase the quality of life in São Tomé e Príncipe. So we are expanding the existing initiatives and ongoing collaborations with academic and research institutions to reinforce the scientific and technical capacity building in São Tomé e Príncipe. At the University of São Tomé e Príncipe and NGO Marapa, in close articulation with Portuguese partners, namely the Center of Marine Science, that is the coordinator of the project, and University of Algarve and Center of Marine for Marine and Environmental Research. This consortium also relies on other local NGOs like Associação Programa Tatu and São Tomé e Príncipe governmental agencies like Direção das Pescas and Direção Geral do Ambiente as informal partners. So this project is being developed in 5 phases. In phase 1, this project will reinforce the partnership already established among project partners, plus the invitation of the São Tomé e Príncipe governmental bodies and the HK network to ensure long-term support for monitoring, assessment, and capacity building in marine science and quality of life through an efficient network of researchers. There is no scientific information about the biology and ecology of peixinho, neither about their catches, and the only available information comes from local people. Thus, in phase 2, this project intends to study the life cycle, feeding ecology, dispersion, and behavior, monitor and define conservation and fishing practices. Local NGOs will work closely to improve quality of life of local people, where several ways of improved income have been already tested with local products and services. More detailed knowledge of oceanography and biodiversity is needed to contextualize the occurrences of species in the island. Thus, in phase 3, taking advantage of the resources spent, this project also intends to report and review the biodiversity in nearshore and riverine areas, as well as comply meteorological and oceanographic data from international databases. Intensive field surveys will be conducted in the main rivers and coastal areas of São Tomé Islands. Behind these surveys, regular monitoring will be done locally by local partners. In phase 4, stock assessment will be carried out by two goby fry fisheries, the peixinho, and other important species like large pelagics and demersal reef species, based on the quantity and the quality of the data obtained. And finally, the phase 5, the dissemination in local communities is an important component of the project, with exhibitions, guides of marine biodiversity and global practices in fisheries, good practice in fisheries, and a documentary about the peixinho life cycle. It is also planned the execution of some intensive courses and workshops, incentive local people to integrate postgraduate courses, and the integration in the collaborative center in excellence in marine science. So, in relation to the tasks, the task 1 is the coordination and management. In task 2, little fish monitoring, conservation, and improved quality of life, future engaging local communities in the peixinho conservation, study the life cycle of peixinho, including both riverine and nearshore phases, monitoring and management activities, developing alternative livelihoods for peixinho fishery, promoting responsible activities. Task 3, field surveys, oceanography and biodiversity. The marine biodiversity data for São Tomé Príncipe will be reviewed, and meteorological and oceanographic data will also be compiled from international databases. Task 4, fisheries monitoring and preliminary assessing of local stocks, update inventors of fish resources, characterize the fishing gear's usage, quantify the bycatch and discards, carry out indicator analysis and or assessments. And finally, the task 5, capacity building and dissemination to stakeholders, academia, public authorities, local community, and NGOs. So, regarding to the capacity building, intensive courses and workshops on data analysis, observational oceanography, marine biodiversity, surveys, fisheries, fishing indicators and stock assessment, social science and citizen science, scientific writing, etc. will be offered. Disseminates the Little Fish project results at international and national conferences and seminars. Contributes to the scientific support based on the publication of a series of science index articles and the preparation of comprehensive publications to be jointly developed by all project partners. Integration of local and international students from bachelor, master, and doctoral courses to develop their academic project and thesis under the scope of LittleFish project, and integration in the Collaborative Center of Excellence in Marine Science, already in development throughout the Luandawaterfront project in Angola. We will disseminate the project to local communities, stakeholders, the public authorities of São Tomé e Príncipe, academia, and visual displays and posters on marine and riverine biodiversity at the local institutions based on the project photographs collected during the field surveys, the upgrade of the exhibition Marine Biodiversity in São Tomé in Museum of Morro de Peixe, and a short exhibition of peixinho fisheries. In order to reach a wide national and international audience, this project intends to develop a documentary about the peixinho life cycle. Public campaigns will be developed to raise awareness about litter management in the rivers and coastal areas. Art exhibition with marine and riverine litter collected in São Tomé e Príncipe. Stakeholders meetings to raise awareness about conservation issues in the rivers and coastal areas of São Tomé e Príncipe. Visit to local schools and local communities to develop and offer learning opportunities related with the biology and conservation of marine and riverine species. And we will also disseminate the project through the project's website and social media, and also through the publication of scientific articles and presentation in conferences. So thank you very much for your attention. And if you want to know what we are doing in this project, you can follow us in the social media and the future websites. And if you can contact me by email. So thank you very much. I don't know if anyone have questions, or if you can go to the next presentation.
I will do so. Just a quick remark. You can go ahead, Francisco.
I have one question. I'm not still too much familiar with the project. So at preliminary, at what extent is important for local communities, these fisheries? How long do they use it? They use it daily for their meals, for selling. Do you already have an idea on it?
Yes, they use them for food and for sale. It's not a big fishery, but they use them for feed their families and for sale to buy some objects that they need.
Okay, and regarding the stock assessments, are you considered to, for instance, get information about the biological data such as spawning seasons and other things? What are you intended to do?
Yes, we are trying to collect the more information about these data, and we also have to are joined to the local people to catch the peixinho with their fishing gears, and we will use that gears, that changa, that Ugolai will talk in the next presentation about the project. We will use these fishing gears in your study for us. So we will have the more precise data about that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I was just adding just a short remark to the LittleFish project, is also that to pay also attention to this project, because soon we'll be also announcing a course connected with scientific free diving. That will be one of the first in this side of the Atlantic, and it will be next year in São Tomé e Príncipe, and it will be a way to study the in situ fish larvae of the peixinho, and it will be done with collaboration with the University of Miami. So it will be also important not only to São Tomé, but also to other colleagues that will be interesting in learning scientific free diving from for other uses. Okay, thank you.
Okay, now we can go to the next presentation. Now we go to Angola. Our colleague Silvana Faria, that will present Luandawaterfront, Luanda Bay ecological modeling preliminary results. So go ahead, Silvana.
Thank you, Vânia. Good morning, everyone. My presentation. 1 minute. I don't look my presentation. It's okay, Vânia?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
No, okay. Sair do vídeo.
Maybe Ronaldo, may you help Silvana? Do you have also the presentation?
Yeah, I have.
I don't know if it is possible for Silvana to present through with the help of Ronaldo.
A minha tela também está.
Are you able to see the presentation, Silvana? We are able to see now.
Yeah.
Is it possible to see my screen?
Yes, it's perfect. Just share it all.
Okay, Silvana, you can talk about and I will show the slides for you.
Yeah. Ronaldo, por favor, põe na apresentação, muda a apresentação.
the full screen.
Okay.
Fica difícil. This is my presentation about Luandawaterfront, Luanda Bay, Angola, ecological modeling preliminar results. This presentation is sorry, I don't like to talk about in Portuguese. Yeah, Dr. Alexandra, may I?
Yes, you can go through Portuguese, but the support slides are in English. If you feel more comfortable. Okay, Silvana.
Yeah, okay, thank you. A minha apresentação é sobre Luandawaterfront, Luanda, Baía de Luanda, em Angola, modelação ecológica da Baía de Luanda, resultados preliminares. Essa apresentação, esse trabalho faz parte do projeto que Luandawaterfront, que está a decorrer em Angola desde 2019. Next, please, Ronaldo. Next slides. Yeah. A Baía de Luanda é a segunda baía de Angola, que tem aproximadamente 29 km², fica localizado na província de Luanda, na capital de Angola, e tem uma profundidade média de 3 metros. A Baía de Luanda tem vários serviços, tem várias atividades, como nelas se encontram refinarias, uma refinaria petrolífera, vários serviços como porto, atividade de pesca, de subsistência, mais uma atividade que tem uma grande fosse de pescas, e que todas essas atividades estão a pressionar, a impactar o ecossistema da Baía de Luanda. Também a Baía de Luanda também é um local que serve para uma área que serve para recrutamento, crescimento de várias espécies de peixe, crustáceo, molusco, etc. Apesar desse impacto e sendo uma área importante para crescimento e recrutamento de espécies, poucos estudos não consideraram o sistema da Baía de Luanda como um todo. Nunca houve um estudo integrado para compreender as interações desse ecossistema. E um dos melhores modelos que melhor representam as interações tróficas entre os organismos é o modelo Ecopath with Ecosyn, que melhorou substancialmente a capacidade dos cientistas para melhor compreenderem ecossistemas marinhos complexos. Com isso, esse trabalho tem como objetivo descrever a estrutura trófica e o funcionamento do ecossistema da Baía de Luanda e consequentemente, simular diferentes cenários de impacto sobre esse ecossistema. Please, Ronaldo. Como metodologia, as amostragens foram efetuadas entre abril de 2019 a março de 2022. Tivemos uma amostragem longa porque tivemos uma pausa em 2020, por causa da pandemia de Covid. Foram feitas estações, foram mostradas 14 estações para a fauna, a amostra do zooplâncton, do plâncton, de bentos, e também incluíram também estações de recursos pesqueiros e pontos para observações de aves, de modo que nós tenhamos uma composição e abundância de todas as espécies. Isso, quer dizer, foi uma investigação baseada numa abordagem multidisciplinar. Também foram medidos em situ parâmetros ambientais como a temperatura, a salinidade e análise de oxigênio dissolvido. Quanto à análise para desenvolvimento do modelo ecotrófico da Baía de Luanda, nós utilizamos 4 parâmetros de entradas, como a biomassa, a produção por biomassa, o consumo por biomassa, estimamos também os níveis tróficos e a eficiência trófica. Também, para além, também usamos também informação da composição da dieta de todos os comportamentos, de todos os compartimentos envolvidos no modelo, como a análise do conteúdo estomacal, que só foi feita nos peixes, a informação também adaptamos nas literaturas e usamos também os dados também do Fish-Base. Como resultado, foi gerado um diagrama de fluxo de biomassa para a Baía de Luanda, a partir do qual foi possível identificar as interações tróficas estabelecidas entre 50 compartimentos em matéria trófica, constituída por 4 níveis tróficos. Desses comportamentos nós foi possível identificar aves marinhas, 29 grupos de peixe, camarões, 2 grupos de caranguejo, caracóis, mexilhões, vieiras, cefalópodes, 9 grupos de macrobentos, zooplâncton, macroágua, fitoplâncton e detritos. Ok. O diagrama de fluxo de biomassa foi, como eu disse anteriormente, foi constituído por 4 níveis tróficos, sendo que a média dos níveis tróficos foi de 2,7 e a maior parte dos grupos funcionais, nesse caso os compartimentos, foram disponíveis entre os grupos 2 e 3, considerando o grupo intermediário. O maior nível trófico foi estimado para uma espécie de peixe, a Elopsis lacerta, que o compartimento, né, que teve um nível trófico de 3,95. O menor nível trófico foi estimado para os compartimentos de macroalgas, fitoplâncton, macrotrófica e detritos. Nós, na Bahia, nós tivemos uma alta produção primária, tivemos uma hipertrófica. Isso quer dizer que nós tivemos um alto nível de matéria orgânica e nutrientes. Por favor. Quanto ao diagrama de Lindemann, as colunas para a Baía de Luanda, a coluna de Lindeman para a Baía de Luanda, as linhas indicaram que, um fluxo de biomassa. Nós tivemos aqui uma produção, o P significa produtores primários, o D de detritos, e esses nomes que estão em numeração romana significam nevos tróficos. Também, ok. Nós também foi possível, nós também elaboramos uma matriz do impacto trófico para a Baía de Luanda. As colunas nesse caso indicam os grupos os grupos impactados, e as linhas indicam os grupos impactantes. Nesse caso, as cores aqui nessa matriz de impacto trófico, significa, a cor azul significa que a cor azul significa impacto positivo, e a cor vermelha significa impacto negativo. Quanto mais carregada a cor for, isso significa que esse comportamento sofre muito impacto. É menos carregada, nesse caso, aqui nós temos quadrados que estão muito mais transparentes, um azul que praticamente não é visível, isso significa que sofre menos impactos. Nós ainda estamos a desenvolver um modelo e nós temos a preparar as próximas etapas, validar o modelo usando métodos de pré-balanço, inserir os dados da pesca, simular o acréscimo do esforço de pesca, incluindo os vertebrados, simular as mudanças da produção primária, isso quer dizer o aumento e o descréscimo, e simular as mudanças sobre os grupos, sobre os grupos chaves. Como conclusão, os resultados preliminares desses estudos indicam que a estrutura e a organização e o funcionamento trófico do ecossistema da Baía de Luanda é sustentado pela maior parte da biomassa dos moluscos e dos predadores primários e detritos. Também gostaria de ressaltar nessa conclusão, embora estava na minha apresentação, que quanto à categoria trófica, a maior parte das espécies deste compartimento tiveram uma categoria trófica representada pelos carnívoros, que foram também esse grupo dos carnívoros que tiveram essa dieta alimentar tiveram também maior número de riqueza específica e maior abundância. Com isso termino a minha apresentação. Obrigada.
Thank you, Silvana. We have time for one question.
Yeah.
Francisco.
Okay. The presentation was very interesting. Ecological modeling is very important. I saw in one of your last slides that you were thinking on introducing fishing effort in order to understand how the model behaves. I wonder if you consider also to include source of pollution such as organic matters change in order to see how it changes also and simulate eventually diffuse pressures in the Luanda Bay and how it will behave, the model. Can you do that, for instance, or no, using this model?
May I talk, Silvana? May I answer him?
Vou responder em português, desculpa, Francisco.
Okay.
Nós vamos sim incluir estes cenários de poluição, uma vez que na Bahia nós temos um grande nível mesmo de poluição, não só para além dos resíduos sólidos, nós temos muito na Baía de Luanda, muitos resíduos sólidos, e nós como temos aí como um dos objetivos do estudo é depois simular os diferentes cenários.
I just want to also give the floor to Ronaldo and also stress that the results that Silvana were presented they are quite recent. They were done last two weeks with Ronaldo in Brazil, and this is also the reason why Silvana was a little bit nervous in the beginning. But maybe Ronaldo will add something also. Thank you.
These results were doing last week. And is it possible, Francisco, to simulate several scenarios? And Silvana put in the screen about the changes of primary productions. We are, Ecopati has a method of naming the forcing function. So you can forcing the primary production reduce or increase. So you can use this function in Ecopati to simulate the increasing of pollution or decreasing if it is the case. Okay, so we thinking about these several scenarios to simulate. Unfortunately, we have no time series of the components. So our simulations will be in the cloud. It is impossible to calibrate properly the model. You can validate the model using another techniques, but to calibrate using a time series will be not possible.
Okay, thank you very much.
You.
So thank you, Silvana and Ronaldo, and also Alexandra and Francisco. So now we go to Mozambique to talk about the BioFish project, the Bons Sinais Estuary Fisheries and the Quality of Life, presented by Dr. Francisco Leitão. Francisco, turn on your microphone, please.
Okay, are you seeing the presentation? In presentation mode or other?
It's okay, Francisco.
It's okay. Okay, I'm going to continue.
In presentation, yeah.
Okay, good. So I'm going to present an overall overview of the project BioFish that is now in the last year. First of all, good morning to all. I'm Francisco Leitão from the University of Algarve, and I work at the Center of Marine Science. The United Nations Organization determined in 2022 the artisanal fisheries years. That means stakeholders should understand the need and importance to conserve small fisheries rights. All around the world, the dependence of human population in fish near coastal areas is huge. This is the case of the countries as Mozambique. With rare exceptions in Africa, the activities of fisheries joint ventures are opaque and conceal corrupt practices that allow joint ventures vessels to fish as they please without respecting fisheries management and ecosystem conservation measures, threatening the survival of local artisanal fishing communities. Mozambique has a history of high under-reporting catch, mainly due to the absence of the catch information from the artisanal sector. Small-scale fisheries in estuaries of the West Indian Oceans form, however, a component of socio-economic assistance, food security, and quality of life of many families, yet they remain poorly understood. There is very little available scientific information on biological, ecological, and socioeconomic that can support in several estuarine areas long-term ecosystem-based management plans. This increases the risk of rising poverty under the current scenarios of an increase of population along these estuarine areas. In 2005, In 2005, the University of Eduardo Mondlane established the School of Marine and Coastal Science and feels the urgent need for capacity building of PhDs, masters, and other students in the areas of ecosystem approach to fisheries and other marine ecological related areas. In 2003, the Center of Marine Science, together with the University of Algarve, established a cooperation for the formation of PhDs and promote science. But local and applied approaches are, however, desirable to achieve sustainable development goals as demanded by the ONU. The BioFish multidisciplinary approach project aims to develop a collaborative research to improve quality of life in Mozambique, namely to increase the knowledge on fisheries biology and ecology of local resources, understand fisheries socio-economic role and activities in this estuary located in the north of Mozambique. Habitats used by species are a vital component in spanning the dynamics of natural populations. For mobile marine species such as fish, describing habitat heterogeneity at the seascape scale is essential because it quantifies the spatial extent to which fishes are interacted with their environment. So therefore, in one task of the project, we characterize the biotic conditions of the estuary, such as sea surface temperature, and additionally, we map habitat types and pressures. Habitat typologies identifications made throughout geographic information system analysis include sandbanks, mangroves, main shovel, ports, the fleet in the main town and fishing fisheries village. The estuary presents a clear stratification according to a salinity temperature gradient, allowing to divide it into lower, middle, and upper estuary. Mangroves that are used to produce coal for daily cook extends from overall the estuary, denoting in some zones deforestation. The project focused mostly on fish species and one crab species with particular interest due to the high local price. So far, we identify around 92 fish species. Within these three, most of these species are used for food, regardless of the size, morphology, or weight. Fish available is not constant, however, all year around. Seasonal changes are evident between wet and dry seasons and crossing the estuarine zones, making fish assemblies and fishing resources available for fish communities to vary depending on the period or the region of the estuary. One of the tasks of the BioFish is to study key species biology and population dynamics. The reproductive biology of fish and invertebrates was studied to determine size at first maturity and spawning and reproductive seasons. With this approach, we intended to determine minimum landing size for species within the estuary and define close fishery seasons for these key species. Additionally, we have studied population dynamics and relevant data emerged. In fact, the species exploited for subsistence of local communities are usually undersized and juvenile fish. That makes, as you understand, the fishery difficult to be managed as they are used for subsistence. Closed seasons were enforced solely based on ship spawning season, so a clear gap that requires to be changed. So there is still the need to adapt species physiology to the exploitation of the fisheries in the estuary. Fish larvae were found along the estuary and larval recruitment areas are associated to temperature and salinity gradients found in this study. Inside the estuaries of Bons Sinais, the fleet remains very little developed. Most boats are from wood, made artisanal, and do not have engine. This requires manpower from fishers from the local communities. A diverse number of species is used in estuaries of Bons Sinais, including static gears and active gears. Static gears include the chicocota, which is a stow gear, and is used in most fishing villages. The mean size of most prized species, as here in this table, is usually below the minimum landing size estimated for the species. The fishing operations and type of fishing gears mostly affect the target and non-target organisms, and consequently nursery functions, trophic chains, and long-term will affect fishery. The fishing fleet operates along all the estuary. The number of boats have changed across and have almost doubled between 2018 and 2020, and now reach more or less 20 boats. Aiming the monitorization of fish assemblies, the performance of two most common fishing gears used by artisanal fishers were studied. The relative abundance, relative biomass, mean total length, mean body size, and frequency of occurrence of fish species scope varied between gears. Therefore, the combination of passive and active gears for ecofauna monitoring in these tourist areas was recommended for enforced long-term monitoring. Fish and fishing-related activities are an important source of both food and income from the fishing communities in estuary, although some of these communities have secondary activities such as agriculture. Research shows that most fishers are less than 20 years old, a very young fishing community that learn old techniques with older fishers. Consumption of fish in the estuary is very high. In terms of protein source, with more than 60% of the population along the estuary consuming fresh fish. But fish is only consumed around 3 to 4 times per week by family. The methods of fishing processing and preservation vary among communities, and the fish caught have been usually commercialized most fresh, dry, or salted. In general, women play an important role contributing to their family income throughout bivalve catch and selling fish. Although all scientific issues presented above, the success of biofish remains on the ability to develop actions that allow enhanced capacity building in Mozambique local partners. Capacity building will promote African partners' independence for implementing field a set of actions aiming fisheries conservation, ecological preservation, and thus promoting quality of life for next coming generations. The Biofish project is strongly committed with dissemination of results that consist in discuss the results obtaining with fisheries communities, local authorities, students from different academic levels, and will be presented at national, regional, and international conference or workshops. At academic level, the Biofish contributes with organizations and lecture of advanced courses in fisheries and ecological analysis to students, teachers, and researchers. Advanced formation concerning laboratory advanced techniques to Mozambique researchers that have visited University of Algarve during long periods. Mozambique partners will take the head for divulgation of these scientific results throughout local rallies, local meetings, but also national and international meetings. At society or fisheries community level, several actions are planning or have been enforced already. For instance, workshops are planning to explain the importance of sustainable environmental fishes at fishing villages. We have placed large-size informative posters at fishing villages containing information on species captured, meaning size of capture, best practice for fishing processing, fishing period, and recommendation on banning non-environmental fishing gears. We have directly delivered at fishing communities and local school card games and other tools with ecological information for environmental sensibilizations. children can now play while they learn about marine biology and then can themselves be a vector for dissemination of the project main key aspects. The school will use also theater local school student groups to disseminate the work done at fishing communities. As plus, divulgation of the project and the measures of such impact will also be evaluated and disseminated by other sectors of the society. And their perception will be an important output of the project also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Francisco. We have time for one question.
Francisco, congratulations for the talking. Can you explain what is Chicocota, the deer? I couldn't understand about this deer. You need to turn on your microphone.
Oh, thank you very much. So the Chicocota is a stow net, and I'm going to show you to you.
Stow
It's
net.
like it's a fixed gear.
Okay.
Widely used in the history is this. Okay, this is Chicocota. So basically, the gear can be described as two wood pools that are fixed on the ground, on sandbanks, on shallow waters, and then it's like a bag. And they work during spring tides, white tides, and so basically fish go through the net and they become retaining. They cock the fish, and then they can turn the mesh size contrary and opposite to during the low tide and high tide, and always working like that. Unfortunately, the mesh size is a little bit small, and most of the catch, as you understand, is small fish.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Now we will continue in Mozambique. Now to talk about the socioeconomic importance of small scale mud crab fishing in the Bons Sinais estuary with Dr. Bonifacio Manuessa. So Bonifacio, are you there?
Yes, Vânia, I will share my screen now.
Okay.
So let me see, where is it? Are you seeing my screen? What's going on? So, yeah. Are you seeing my screen now? Thank you. I need to...
Perfect.
It's perfect.
Perfect. No.
Okay, hello everyone in this UN conference. My name is Bonifacio Manuessa. I am lecturer in the School of Marine and Coastal Science of Eduardo Mondlane University, Mozambique. Currently, I am a PhD student in Marine Health and Environmental Science at the University of Algarve. I am here to present you the following research entitled Socioeconomic Importance. So I don't know. Socioeconomic importance of the small-scale mud crab fishing in the Bons estuary, Mozambique. The fishery is one of the most important activities to humans in all over the world. The livelihoods of many nations, as well as the world economies, are somehow secured through fisheries. Fishing activity is of great importance both for fishing community as well as for the country economy, food security, self-employment, and family income, mainly in those places with high level of poverty, where inhabitants depend on the sea and its resources for survival. In Mozambique, marine fisheries account for more than 90% of total fish, of which around 80% originate for small-scale and subsistence fisheries. The Bons estuary in Mozambique plays a very important socioeconomic role for the livelihoods of many families. The high abundance of mud crab sea lacerata along the whole estuary and the establishment of international companies that are dedicated to buying and exporting crab to the Asian market was made crab fishing to gain a local importance. Despite this importance, the contribution of these fishers to improve the living condition of fishing community in Mozambique is not known. This start aimed to analyze the socioeconomic importance that fishers represent for the small fishing village along the Bons estuary and assess the extent to which crab fishing has contributed to improving the living condition of fishermen family. The study was conducted in 3 fishing villages where crab fishermen were interviewed between August and September 2018. The data collection was based on direct observation and semi-structured questionnaire with 4 categories or dimensions, such is shown in the table, with 4 categories: fishing activity, family structure, family investment, and final other activity. We gathered data on fishing gears and operations, fishing yields, commercialization circuits, and also family structure, typology of investment, and other activities complementary to fishing to bring information related to the socioeconomic profile of the crab fisherman family. Overall, based on the socioeconomic assessment conducted, we were able to evaluate the importance of the crab fisher to local community livelihood and understand the role of crab fisher in family quality of life across 3 different communities of the Bons estuary targeted on crab fishers. In total, 73 crab fishermen belonging to different families were interviewed. The head groups of fishermen ranged to 10 to over 50 years old, represent 70% of the total fishermen interviewed. The number of households ranged from 2 to 11 members. However, 59% of the total fishermen was 3 to 5 households. And the fishing experience ranged from 1 to 15 years, and around 18% of the fishermen have 1 to 6 years of fishing, which means that the large exploitation of crab fisher took place from 2013 to 2019. And the number of children ranged from 0 to 9. Around 55% of fishes was 1 to 3 tons. No statistical difference were observed in all 4 variables between communities. Most fishermen almost fish every day of the month. Although the catch rates as well as the fishing income are satisfactory, mud crab fishing is a not expensive activity in terms of investment to fish, including equipment maintenance. The average monthly fishing revenue corresponds to twice the minimum salary in the public service in Mozambique. The statistical difference between community occurred for fishing effort, fishing expenses, and fishing revenue. So crab fishing is a satisfactory activity since the relationships between fishing effort, CPU, and fishing revenue proved to be positive and significant, which shows that the more fishing effort results in more catches, and the more catches result in more fishing revenue. Although crab fishing is a satisfactory activity, no evidence was found between fishing revenue and family investment. And the overall index was low, and all community presented a quality of life index below the acceptable level. It was observed and the increasing of quality of life with fishing revenue. It means that the relationship established between the fishing revenue and quality of life was positive and statistical signals for all communities we studied. The correlations between quality of life with different family investment categories shows statistical significance for basic service and basic goods, including mobility goods, while communication and information goods and development goods and family investment, there are no statistical significance. So the main findings of this study shows a good perspective in terms of exploration capacity and income generation. Most of families depend on crab fishing for their subsistence as well as income generations. The crab fishing, although recently introduced at the large scale, is attracting young fishers. The presence and increasing of Chinese companies in the region constitute a determining factor for the growing demand, and the opportunities may arise to valorize at local level in the BS crab trade. It's not yet known to what extent crab activity is contributing to the well-being and improvement of the living condition of family. The average monthly fishing revenue corresponded to twice the minimum salary in the public service in Mozambique. The fishing revenue is not related to family investment, which makes the quality of life index of family be relatively low. This information is important as it can support decision making and the elaborations and the provision of public policy capable of promoting self-development in these fishing villages. That's all what I have to present in this UN conference. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Bonifacio. And anyone have questions to Bonifacio?
Yes, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Okay. why is this increasing of crab fishing in this place? I mean, what is the reason of this recent increase in the fishing of crab?
Yes, the crab are increasing because we are receiving many companies from China, which are dedicated to buying and exporting this crab for the Asian market. These factors attract most fishermen moving to another fisher to fish crab to sell for Chinese company. That's why the fishers of the fishing crab are increasing.
Okay. So in a way, this is a very positive aspect socially and economic, or is there, or do you, or there's problems, especially at the level of social? This increase of crab fishing and with this China interest, do you think it will affect or has been affecting socially the population, or is it very benefic, this interest of China in these fisheries?
Well, right now the fishers
are happy, I'm sure.
Yes, are happy, but something need to improve. For instance, in another countries, they sell mud crab according to the size and the maturation stage. In Mozambique, the fishers don't know about that. They sold the crabs total about the individuals. They don't know selling according to the size and the maturation stages. I think this aspect makes the fisher not gain the more values to corresponding the effective what they will gain.
Yes, so it's very urgent to have some legislation and some rules, and the fishermen to understand what's happening. Now they are happy, tomorrow they'll be very unhappy, because probably the population will be affected seriously, isn't that? Yeah. Okay, so this is very important as a conclusion of your study, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
May I just add a small contribution? Thank you, Bonifacio, for the presentation. It's like Teresa was saying, it's a quite relevant issue and common to also other fisheries in Africa. So it was really important to have your contribution here today. And I would like to ask in the questionnaires where you said that the fishermen that are addressing these fisheries are really young, only experienced between 1 and 6 years of experience. They are only have experience with this type of fisheries. They were not fishermen before.
Well, these refer to mud crab fishers. So if we look the head, we will know that most of fishermen are young, because hold fishes, they are changing their activity for another activity, like making another jobs. Yes, making another job. And I think so.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Bonifacio. Vânia, we may proceed now. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonifacio. Can you stop the sharing your screen, please?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. So now we go back to Angola with Dr. Filomena Velho with the presentation of Luandawaterfront Governance and Quality of Life. So, Dr. Filomena, are you there? If not, I think that we can now do the presentation of LittleFish. Okay. Gulay, are you prepared to do the presentation? Yeah. So now we go to São Tomé again with the LittleFish, the local implementation with Dr. Gulay Maya. So,
sorry, I am Filomena. I am online. I am online.
Okay. So can you do your presentation now?
Yes, please. But I didn't have a formal presentation. But I prepare something to say regarding the governance.
Okay. So can you start if you want?
Yes. Thank you. As Silvana mentioned, the Luanda Bay is one of the second largest bay of Angola and is overpopulated. According to the governance, the Luanda Bay is under the Ilha Comune, but under the Ingombota district, and is managed by Luanda Commission. This commission was created only for managing the Luanda city. According to the administration of Luanda Comune, there is no, for example, laws regarding to manage the Luanda city. What they are doing, they have the provincial planning, territorial planning, but this planning was built in the 94. What happened with this plan? They are working on the municipalities and for distrital, for accommodated for update this plan. According to them, this Luandawaterfront project results will be as input in this for this new plan. They are looking forward to get these results to improving the draft plan they have for Luanda Bay. Also, 2 weeks ago, we have the INIP organized a meeting with the schools and the administration people of Luanda, including the Luanda Commission, to explain and to present the main results of Luandawaterfront. They show interest, and they are going to send us the plan for us to give us an input, because this plan needs to be connected with, as I mentioned, the territory plan, and needs to be connection with the other organizations. For example, you are fighting against the marine litter, and we need to work with the National Agency of the Marine Litter, the litter, for showing the results and see how the results of the Luandawaterfront can be based as input for them also to be involved. I think this is the main governance aspect, that when you told me to talk about the governance, the main things I approach them to know what they are going, how are the governance documents that they manage the Luanda Bay. Also, the Luanda Bay will be in the process of requalification. And in this process of qualification, these results, in special the results regarding the human dimension, it will be interest for them to include these results in this requalification issue. Also, one aspect that is important is you need to work with the Port Comercial of Luanda to have a straight work. If you wish these results of Luanda Bay to be included in our in all management and strategy programs. You cannot work as alone, but you need to include them, and them to be included in the project. Although you recognize that you are in last phase of the project, but some way you need to include them in this project. But as you mentioned, you are going to have our national conference in December, and it will be the opportunity to call all of them to see what will be the next phase. And the next phase should be focused on the governance aspect, because without governance aspect, it will be very difficult to improve the life quality of people and of the population of Ilha. And what you need to discuss, I don't know, not in this meeting, but in the second phase, how we are going to make this link for them to be involved, because now you have the scientific results. Now you need to go for the governance and for management results. This is what I have to say just regarding the taking the Luandawaterfront, looking of the government aspects. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Filomena, and it's time for questions.
I may add also just a small remark. I would like also to thank Dr. Filomena, because there are other side events where she was also involved, and it was this week. It's not easy for us to manage the agenda, but we'll be also looking forward for for all of you in the final meeting in Luanda next December, and special with perspectives to continuation to continue this this project with the governance part, as Dr. Filomena said. Okay, thank you.
So now we go to São Tomé again with the LittleFish project local implementation. So Dr. Uglaimaya, the floor is yours.
Bom, deixa eu só terminar com a leitura de horário, porque são muitos eventos simultaneamente. Essa coisa que fica longa. Sim, leitura, diga-me uma coisa.
Vânia, quem está?
Please put you in your presentation mode.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, so.
Yes.
Não, não está em apresentação, Luanda. Está só a aparecer.
Zoom.
Se quiseres, eu partilho a tua, se não conseguires.
Só um momento. Ok. Agora tá?
Ok.
Okay. Tá. Good morning. I am Uglaimaya, professor at the University of São Tomé and Príncipe and coordinator of the LittleFish-STP project at the USTP. I will present some activity that we are carrying at the local level within the framework of the project objective. Okay. In general, the project has 5 tasks, as already mentioned by the General Coordinator of the project, Dr. Vânia, and the University of São Tomé and Príncipe are involved in all tasks, from coordination, monitoring to dissemination, which is the last task of the project. In addition, we'll also work together with the local NGO, Marapa, mainly in the field campaign. Concerning the coordination, the USTP has 3 members, I, who am the principal research, and other 2, Dr. Maria do Céu, Projeto Estatística, and Dr. Alzira Rodrigues. She work on dissemination and capacity building. In addition to those already mentioned, the project has the involvement of 4 students, 3 of them from the biology course and 1 from the computer science area. 2 of them, Diolai Gaspar and Edson Santos, are working to develop their monography, final course project, and Fernando Milina and Ed Nelson Salvador work within the framework of the internship discipline of the course curriculum. The Diolai tese, Fishing Biology Perspective of Peixinho in São Tomé. Edson thesis, Effort Capture of Peixinho in São Tomé and accessory species. As for activity, we work with community that fish for peixinho to understand aspects associated with their capture, such as what kind of fishing gear they use and how the technique vary between community. For example, we know that there are 3 techniques. One that is catch with changa, pictured on the left, trap that is set up in the river and collected 8 hours later. Night catch, made with much more involvement from the other community member, accompanied with the tour to lure the peixinho in the net. And finally, the diurnal catch that is made in pairs of surround the soul that is observed going up the river. We built an aquarium system at USTP where we place the fish, larvae, and juvenile to monitor their development. Each month, we remove some individual from the aquarium to measure the body size and analyze some morphological characteristics. As not much is known about the peixinho habitat, we sampled the river to study their ecology. We defined for river for placing the traps, Changa to river in the northern Rio Lembar and Pagafogo, and 2 in the south of the highlands of São Tomé, Martim Mendes, and Rio Grande. The samples is began done in 2 moments according the local climate. We make a characterization of the place where the traps are placed to get a sense of their state of conservation. We also measure some environmental variables from each sampling site, such as temperature, salinity, water turbidity. Finally, we work on dissemination or activity in community because we work with them in sampling. For example, the idea of using Changa as trap was proposed by the community. They are the ones who build and use them with us in your sampling procedure. They also help us to define sampling location and the best place to catch fishing. To conclude, I would like to thank on behalf of the USTP to say that is a great opportunity for cooperation between several research institutions from the different countries. On the 12th of May, we managed to bring together a group of people with different views, but with a same objective, peixinho from the São Tomé and Príncipe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Guai. So someone have questions?
I have one question or a curiosity.
Yes.
I saw one photo on your presentation that it seems you were fishing, but you were fishing at night. This is the way you fish these little fish in São Tomé?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
at least in one community, right, Guai?
Yes. One no. 2.
No? Two. In
2
the north?
communities. And Santa Catarina and Rio Grande.
Oh, okay.
So this increased the chance of getting more catch. This is the reason. fishing at night increase the potential to get more fish, or not? Or it's just a tradition or something like that?
I think that is depending on the river. Some rivers have low water flow and have a lot of rocks, and so it's more easy to use a changa. And other rivers have high water flow, and they can use these different arts or gears. Right?
Yes, right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Are you fishing at night with lights? Do the fishermen use lights for fishery during the night? So probably is also one reason why probably they fish more, because light attracts the little fish. No?
Yes, we are checking the catch, the value of catches in each of these arts. We don't know which one catch more yet.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. So, anyone? No? So now we'll continue with São Tomé, but we will change our study species to sea turtles. So Saria Vieira and also Tanya, but Tanya is not here, right, Sarah?
Yeah,
it's just you.
She's still in the training, so I'll be do the presentation alone by myself.
Yeah, and Sarah will talk about the sea turtle science-based conservation in São Tomé e Príncipe. So go ahead, Sarah.
I'm just going to share my screen. Can you see the presentation? Yeah, okay. Okay, good morning to all. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm Sara Vieira, PhD research fellow of the University.
Sorry, Sarah, just put in presentation mode.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Strange. Is in my, here we go again. You remember?
Yes, I remember, but if not, if you are comfortable, go ahead like this, Sarah. No, we are able to see the slides, but not in presentation mode, but we are able to follow your presentation.
But it's strange because, wait, but I'm going to interrupt and restart once again. And now. I cannot. Like
yes,
that?
yes.
Okay.
No, it's yes, it's perfect.
Okay, so good morning to all. Thank you very much for the invitation. As I was saying, I'm a PhD research fellow at the University of Algarve. I have been working in sea turtle conservation and research in São Tomé and Príncipe for the past 8 years. So it's a great pleasure for us, for me and my colleagues, to have the opportunity to share with you what we have been doing there. Okay, so for those of you that might not know where is São Tomé and Príncipe, São Tomé and Príncipe is a small archipelago composed of 2 islands located in Gulf of Guinea and has around 200,000 inhabitants, most of them living in the main island of São Tomé. Thanks to the Sustainable Development Challenge that this country faces, it's considered to be one of the 52 small island development states listed by UN. This archipelago harbors important breeding and feeding grounds for 5 of the 7 species of sea turtles that exist nowadays in the world. And all of them are listed in the UCN Red List of Threatened Species. Although sea turtles have been traditionally exploited for human consumption and its exploitation and trade represented a significant source of income for local communities during several decades, recently the intentional capture of sea turtles have significantly decreased due to conservation efforts and also due to the approval of a legal protection framework in 2014. So this country has a regionally and globally importance for sea turtles, especially for two species, the ones that we have here, the green sea turtle and the hawksbill sea turtle. So the green sea turtle population that occurs here exhibits a relative high level of genetic diversity, representing an important genetic pool for the region. And São Tomé and Príncipe is also home to the less significant hawksbill rookie in the Eastern Atlantic, being among the top 11 sea turtle conservation priorities worldwide. Conservation efforts started in the 90s. The first comprehensive study was carried out in 98 under a big regional program funded by European Union, was the ECOFAC program that gave rise to Projeto Tato. Then later in 2002, this project was handed over to be managed by the local NGO Marapa. And finally, in 2018, was registered as an independent NGO, maintaining the name Programa Tato, already known by all the local communities, all the sentiment society, and governmental institutions. In the last 8 years, Programa Tato have been developing an integrative grassroots and community-based conservation program, and today a team of around 80 people, mainly members of local communities and former sea turtle harvesters and former sea turtle traders, are actively involved on research and conservation efforts in the main sea turtle hotspots of the island, and also developing other type of actions like capacity building, development of alternative livelihoods, advocacy to improve law enforcement measures, and a lot of communication, education, and awareness actions. To support management decisions to improve the conservation status of these endangered species, we have been developing scientific research in partnership with national and international universities and research centers through students from different academic degrees. Those studies are focused not only in biological science, but also on social science, which is essential to have an integrated approach to be able to work with different partners from local communities up through governmental institutions. So one of our main early strategies to reduce the consumption of sea turtle meat and eggs in the country was to conduct a markets research study to understand the social and cultural drivers of sea turtle consumption, and also which were the most trusted communication channels and influencers that could be used to effectively promote a behavior change in São Tomé Island. And the insights gained in this study were used to design and implement our social marketing campaign, Tataluga Mendomali, which means the sea turtle, the mother of the sea, in the local dialect. This social marketing campaign aimed to influence consumer behavior and reduce the demand for sea turtle byproducts, using a mix of community events, traditional mass media, and social media events, focused on reframing sea turtles as a part of the São Tomean natural heritage. Although conservation efforts have more than 20 years, as we could see before, ecological and biological data has been systematically and consistently collected only since 2014. So we have been performing daily and night patrols and early morning surveys during every nesting season on 75 kilometers of beach to collect ecological and biological data of female sea turtles and nests, And also we have been conducting all year round in-water monitoring surveys in 2 main foraging grounds of sea turtles that you can see on the map. They are identified with those blue squares. There we basically collect ecological and biological data of juveniles and males. It's the only way we can collect data on those life stage, since they don't go to the beach to nest. In order to get a better knowledge on the spatial and temporal movements of adult females of green and hospital sea turtles during their internesting periods and post-nesting migrations, we deployed 25 satellite transmitters in those females 2 years ago. And this data have been essential to identify not only critical internesting habitats around São Tomé Island, but also important foraging grounds that we have along the West African coast. As all of us know, fisheries bycatch is one of the human activity that can have the largest impact on megafauna, such as sea turtles. So in order to identify sea turtle bycatch hotspots on the coastal waters of São Tomé, we have been collecting data with the volunteer participation of several fishermen from different communities of São Tomé with GPS trackers, not only to identify those species, but also to try to estimate and assess the sea turtle catch susceptibility per area and per fishing.
Não pode.
Okay. So since bycatch is also influenced by a combination of ecological traits like the foraging habits of the animal and also the aggregation of individuals in time and space, we have been also conducting research on in-water distribution and habitat use and collecting samples for genetic analysis to determine their source nesting beach, and also to investigate the diet composition and physiological condition of those sea turtles that occur all year round on the coastal waters of São Tomé. So all the data that have been collected on those studies that I had shown you before, coupled with the efforts that we have been made to characterize the coastal seabeds habitats, are being used not only to identify key conservation habitats, but also to support ongoing initiatives to create the first network of marine protected areas in the country. In terms of marine pollution, as we know, sea turtles can be a good bioindicator of it, thanks to their complex life cycle and also long lifespan and their super large migrations. So we have been evaluating the levels and the potential impacts of metal contamination in 3 species of sea turtles in the country, also in both islands. So finally, for us, these encouraging results represent a joint effort of several people and also several initiatives in the country, and the gentle and progressive recovery of sea turtle populations of São Tomé that we have been witnessing on the last years would not be possible without also 3 main pillars for us. There was also the efforts being made on lobbying the national authorities and stimulate their active participation for improving law enforcement measures. Also the establish of a more consistent monitoring program that could enable us to develop research studies focused on conservation priorities and strategies. And finally, the adaptation of a community-based conservation strategy also. However, given their small population size and also the persistence of several threats to their survival, it's essential to continue a long-term monitoring program, also more research to get not get to know better not only the population trends, but also to ensure their long-term survival. And finally, I would like to thank all the people that are involved in sea turtle conservation and research in São Tomé, especially our amazing national staff and all our national and international partners and donors for being committed and dedicated to sea turtle conservation and research on the last 20 years in São Tomé and Príncipe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah, for your nice presentation. So we have time for questions. Anyone?
I may ask just a small question, Sarah. Thank you for your excellent presentation. It's always a pleasure to hear about the excellent work that you have done, all the team in São Tomé. And as I know that you have been also collaborated with other areas like in Guinea-Bissau, there is also indications of the recovery of the populations there?
Yes, but in Guinea-Bissau, as in São Tomé, we have different species. So the green sea turtle population, it's in quite good shape. Actually, is one of the biggest sea turtle, green sea turtle nesting population that we have in the world. But then in Guinea-Bissau, the olive ridley sea turtle, the population is decreasing a lot, and we still don't know what is happening, but it's decreasing every year, and it's quite small. It's a really small population, also.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
So maybe we can go ahead. Can you stop? Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
So Professor Carmen Santos is not able to present now. She will present during afternoon at 3:15. So we can go for the presentation about the blue roots, preparing this new ocean economy 2030, the blue roots of discovery, with the Dr. Amos Barkay.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sorry, I will share my screen. I'm in a conference, in the United Nations conference in Lisbon, so it's a bit noisy here. Let me just find my presentation quickly. I wasn't ready that I will have to talk now, but let me find it quickly. Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, we have time.
Let me just see where is the presentation. I need to find the presentation because I've been asked to give it now, and I'm not sure where is this. It's not that one. So which one is this? Best would be if I will go to the.
That one. But
let me go to the. 1 second. They're just that the presenter before me. That's not the one. That's the one. Okay, everybody, can you see my screen now?
Not yet.
Okay, why not? Have to share my screen. No, that's why I'm there. Share my screen. How do I share my screen on Zoom? I don't know how Zoom works. maybe I have to go here. Okay, share screen.
Then you want to share this presentation.
I think that will be fine here. Just go to the other one quickly. Okay, can you see my screen now, please? I'm sorry about
Yes,
all of
but
this.
you need to put in presentation mode.
Yeah. Is it good? Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Sorry about all of this. I thought I have another 10 minutes, so I haven't prepared it. But so good afternoon or good morning, everybody, or good afternoon. Thanks for the opportunity. My name is Amos Barka. I'm the CEO of a company called OLSPS, and I will talk about how we feel that we can empower mainly fishers, but actually everybody that is dealing with blue economy and fisheries and specifically with fishery management by allowing them to have access or by developing data technology tools for them that will make the whole process of collecting data, collecting information related to fishery or to fisheries management in a way that is very easy, very intuitive, and also very well structured. So my company we are based in Cape Town, South Africa. We also have an office in Lisbon and Portugal. It's by myself and by my partner, Dr. Mike Berg. We are operating in many countries. Our technology is installed in many countries. Our core expertise is anything to do with quantitative management of fish resources. And from this reason, we also started to look very thoroughly at the role that good quality data played in the stock assessment. Our feeling was that a lot of decisions are made with very poor data bases and data knowledge, and we decided, almost 20 years ago, that we start to develop tools to collect and to manage data coming from fisheries operation. This is our team.
Sorry, but you are not, the slides are not changing because you are not in presentation mode. I think you need to put in presentation mode. The slides are not changing.
Oh.
You need to put in presentation mode.
That's not good. Presentation. I am in a presentation mode on my computer. Sorry, let me go back. How do I make it in presentation? Display
Maybe you
setting.
can stop sharing your screen and try again.
I'm in a slideshow mode. I maybe know what I need to do. 1 second. That's better now. Can you see now?
No, it's the same. If you want, you can stop the slideshow mode and use the column of left and change manually the slides.
Can you see the slide now?
Just the first one.
Yeah, that's one. And now, can you see another slide now?
No.
Claudia again. 1 second. I have somebody to help me. 1 second.
Okay.
He said I cannot see the slide because I'm not in a presentation mode. What is a presentation mode?
You have to go down.
Where?
You're okay. Can I see it now?
Yeah. No, they don't see me. The slide don't change. presenter. No, not presenter. That's I tried. I don't see the slide still. You don't see the change of the slide, just the first slide. Yeah, no clue how to change it. It's something in Zoom, maybe. Share.
So let's try and share.
That's one. No?
Maybe you can stop sharing your screen and try again.
Okay, let me stop sharing the screen. You need to you need to help me because I am together with my assistant, and we cannot really.
Now,
we don't.
Now the slides were changing. I don't know if you modify something.
It's another presentation.
It's another presentation. Okay.
So first of all, let's close the wrong one. Close this one. So tell me if you see anything now. Do you see my presentation now?
We see your PowerPoint, not in slideshow mode.
Okay, now
yes.
See the slideshow
Now,
mode.
now it's okay. Now it's okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you see the second slide now?
Yes, yes,
yes.
Perfect.
I didn't do anything. This is magic. I really didn't do anything. This is pure magic. I have no control over it. Okay, I'm sorry about it. You see beautiful Lisbon and you see beautiful town. All our activity in the cloud sort of setup, and we actually now in a position where we can work from anywhere in the world, and that's maybe the only one good thing that came up of Corona, that we learn how to work remotely much more efficiently. So when I'm talking about fishery management, I'm talking about the triangle that I call it the triangle of love and hate. The reason I say love and hate, because fishers, scientists, and authorities must work together in order to manage fish resource. And fishers need to supply data to the scientists, because scientists need, among a big part of the scientific operation is to collect data to take data, catch data, and effort data from fishers, and to feed them into the different assessment model. The scientists need to give advice to the authority based on the scientific assessment, and the authorities translate the advice into regulation. The problem is the scientists do not trust information and data that coming from the fishers. The authorities often not listening to the scientists because they have lots of political and economic and other considerations, so they don't trust the scientists. And the fishers really, in our experience, don't trust anybody. They just want to fish and they don't want anybody to tell them what to do. They are working very hard, risking their life, and they not always appreciate all the regulation and the rules that governing their operation. The problem with fishery management, that is probably the most complicated dynamic management environment in the world. I'm sometimes say even in the universe. Everything in fishery management is moving. The vessel, of course, is moving from place to place while fishing and while steaming to the fishing ground. Vessels are very different. There are many types of vessels and many types of fishing gear that use on board. Many different types of fishing methods need to be deployed every time that you are fishing, and sometimes for the same stock, you can use three different types of fishing methods. And even within the same fishing method, you can have a code end, you can have two code ends, you have different door space, different net mesh size, everything can be different. So that's also a very dynamic environment, the fishing method and the fishing gear. When you catch your fish, you often cut them on the vessel, so when they arrive to the shore, you don't even know anymore what is the original fish. You need to have some conversion, you need to have some way to work out what was the actually fish that were caught. In some of the fishery we're working with, the fish actually arrive in terms of fish meal or fish oil, and you need to know what was what was created this fish meal, how many fish was caught to create it. So it's also very complicated variable that need to be managed. Of course, weather can change dramatically at sea, and weather have huge impact on the catchability and availability of fish. Fish have biology that is complex, and they have many phases from a larvae, from an egg or larvae stage to the adult. You need to take into consideration the entire life cycle of a fish stock. You cannot just deal the fish stock, the commercial fish stock that you see. You need to worry about impact or ecological impact on the full biology of the fish. And of course, you have many types of habitats which need to be protected and also represent different problems in terms of the actual fishing operation. So the way I describe fishing operation is that it's a juggling act of many moving things, and you need to take all of them into account while you make a fishery management decision. And of course, it's very easy to be very conservative and to say, you know what, don't fish, don't put your troll net because it's destroyed the coral, or just catch much less fish. But the reality is that fishing is creating livelihood for many people. You also a very healthy source of protein, and to counter to a common perception, is probably better environmentally than many aquaculture operation. Fishing cause damage, biological damage, and physical damage, but is rarely bring for example, toxicity into the water, which other operation might bring. So our first step in try to improve that sort of complicated management environment where we need to operate is to say, first of all, I mean, look at this paper sheet on the left-hand side. Surely one cannot even imagine how to capture all the data that needed for fishery management, biology, gear, environmental, physical, everything into some kind of piece of paper. It's absolutely hopeless attempt, and we need to replace the old way of fetching information and data with much more advanced methodology. And when I say more advanced methodology, I'm not talking about just taking the form from the paper form and to put it on a computer. I'm actually taking to harness the entire capacity of data technology and of the data technology and the multimedia into the concept of collecting data, because fishers see a lot of things which is easy to describe by image or by picture. They're moving in a large geographical area, so they want to put maps, and their data need to be available to them in many form and format. And the tool that we have in mind is a tool that can take care of all form of data, not just one particular, not just text or some numbers. So we develop a fishery logbook that can manage, that can have a unit on the vessel that can take virtually any type of data from the fishing operation. The data are collected in a way that they're representing the actual activity on the vessel and the fishing operation, and they're not designed to report a particular information. They're designed to really capture environmental information, fishing gear, the vessel movement, marine life interaction, catch and bycatch, everything is data. This data then can be sent out to different recipients of information in form of reports. So we take the data, we compile report. Sorry. And we compile reports that can be then sent to different recipients for different requirements: compliance reporting, scientific management, commercial usage, marketing, you name it. So the fisher send data, send report, and the authority. So there is a management server on the shore that collecting all this data, and he can distribute the data, the report, in different way to different recipients of information. And also produce in real time some feedback to the vessel on board. And part of the tools that we're developing, for example, I will show you now, is how to avoid bycatch while fishing at sea using that kind of technology. We also busy implementing artificial intelligence tools in our system. We're integrating our system with marine camera, and these images that coming through that we're capturing with the onboard camera can be processed either on board or later on the server. And we're using different mechanisms to identify the activity or identify the fish by species if possible. I don't want to go into complicated description now, but one of the unique things that we are doing, we're actually allowing the user, the fisher, to use this tool by himself by creating interface which automating a lot of the processing and make it very simple for fisher to actually label their images and then to do the model training and the visual outcome all by themselves, just using the tools that we're implementing in a very simple way. We're also moving more and more, and we have already user of a mobile application designed for the more artisanal fishers. They can use their smartphone, be it iPhone or Android, and do all the fancy stuff that we can do in a very easy way to capture information. Can use it for any type of fishing method to capture the information in very easy way, and then to send these reports to the shore or to use it for their own use. We develop a tool that can, similar tool on a mobile product that can also trace a product from the catching, in this case a shark product, from the place of fishing to the end user. We haven't used blockchain technology, which can be very complicated and expensive. We use simple traditional tracing technology using a mobile application. And again, I can explain, I can talk about this particular product for a long time, but this is just a quick overview. We also develop a citizen science tool that allow people to go to sea and basically report and identify everything that they see. And when I say everything, I mean seabird, dolphin, turtles, jellyfish, pollution, debris, anything that they see. And that design is a citizen science is designed for people with no experience, with no knowledge of data, technology in any way, in a very gamey way. And this is a very elaborate project. We're working on this for over 5 years now. And we call it the marine observer, the casual marine observer, and designed to bring the public the ability to create the ability of the public to record observation and then to save them and to on their own application and to send them to a server for common use. So basically, that's really what we're doing. We are involved, our project is all over the place, but we are involved in, but we are South African. We have a big group in South Africa. We really like to bring our technology to South Africa. We were trying to bring our technology to Mozambique. Wasn't a great success. We did work a lot in Namibia, of course, in South Africa. We like to work with all of you, everybody in this consortium, in this group. And we like to help in any way we can, of course, with our technology. And many thanks for your attention. And we're very sorry for all the technical glitches in the beginning. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. So we have time for one question.
I got one. My question is regarding the report of the trip. Can you share with us what type of data do you report for commercial fishes, for instance? And more or less, what is the accuracy in terms of weight of catch you got so far?
Look, our software used on hundreds of commercial fishing vessels in South Africa and around the world, in the UK, in New Zealand, in Australia. We're working with the authorities. The data that we're reporting are certified. Our tool is certified by the authority, is certified by the DFO in Canada, is certified by NOAA, by AFMA, by the New Zealand, by MAPI, by the New Zealand authority, and the UK by the EU. we comply. Our tool is designed to comply with all the requirements of fishery management. So we can report the catch on a set-by-set level, exact catch, but breakdown of species, of products, of grades, of boxes in great details. We have a conversion factor built in, so we can convert the product into the green weight, into the round weight, what gear was used, what mesh size was used, how long the fishing took place, you name it, we can capture it with our tool. And it's really a matter just of customizing it to any particular requirement in any fisheries management regime.
Okay, thank you. Just a question. What do you mean when certification? Well, I don't know what it is. Can you explain to me what it is, please?
When for example, you have hundreds of vessels using our software in the UK. So the authority, they create a database on their side. They want the data coming from the electronic logbook directly to the database. There is no paper logbook. They're not using paper logbook anymore. But the data need to go in a way that is validated, certified, and authenticated. It means that they need to know that whoever sent them is the actual person that's supposed to be. So they want to know who is actually the one that's sending them. They want to know that the data arrive in the right format, that they are accurate. So there is a whole process of certification where we have to prove that the data that they can authenticate the people who are sending the data, that the data can be validated and can be verified, and they are all honest reporting. In reality, using our tool, the fisher actually cannot report in this honest way. We actually almost not allowing him. He must report honestly. In some cases, there was increase of 40 to 50% increase in the accuracy of reporting since people will start to use electronic logbook instead of paper logbook.
Thank you very much by sharing. Thank you. It's all.
Okay, I'm just adding that I would like to thank you a lot, Amos. It's a difficult week for all that we have physical and online events in the Ocean Conference, but it was really important your sharing here with us.
Thanks a lot, and I'm sorry about the glitches in the beginning. Yeah, I got caught a little bit unguarded.
Thank you, Amos.
Okay.
Can you stop sharing your screen, please?
Well, I'm trying to do it, but I'm not sure how to do it now to stop sharing now. I mean, this is, I think I will have to go.
I will try sharing mine.
Can you stop sharing me? I don't really find even where is that. I'm not using Zoom, I'm using Team now all the time, and I lost my.
Okay. No.
I'm sure I can. 1 second, 1 second. Where is the Zoom?
I will try.
Yeah, 1 second. Okay, I think I got somewhere. I don't see the Zoom interface. Here we are. I got something here. No. I think I will just switch off my computer. I really don't know how to get away to stop the sharing.
But I think that we can, all of us can share at the same time. So we'll try with
Okay,
Dr.
okay. Okay, I think I'm not sharing anymore. Am I sharing?
No.
Screen sharing?
No, you are sharing.
How do I stop share? I found it.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much.
I'm so sorry about it. Thanks a lot to you guys. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Thank you. So now it's the last presentation for the morning session. It's about the European Universities of the Sea, the Erasmus Plus. So by Dr. Antonio Huenda. So
Bom dia a todos. Obrigado às Nações Unidas e à Universidade de Algarve pela oportunidade de apresentar a Aliança CIU, a Universidade Europeia dos Mares. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, United Nations and University of Algarve, and especially Vice-Rectora Alexandra Teodósio, for this opportunity to introduce then the CU Alliance, the European University of the Seas. Excuse me, I share all the full screen. Okay, I think it's fine. Okay, thank you. Well, this presentation has a single objective, is introduce you the CU Alliance, but first of all, we can explain the European University Initiative, because the attendance of this meeting perhaps doesn't know about this initiative. The European University Initiative is a good idea from the French authorities, especially from the President Macron. It's an initiative that is a flagship initiative of the European Union to build an European education area, to build transnational alliance that will become the university of the future. Basically, promoting European values and identity, and from bottom-up network, we will be enable students to obtain a degree by combining studies in several EU countries. This is the heart of the European University Initiative. Excuse me. Well, at the moment, we have 3 calls by this initiative, the European University Initiative, in 2019, in 2020, and in 2022. In totally, we have, for the moment, 41 alliances. In the first call, 70, and the second call, 24. And the average of the haze per alliance is 7. But in totally, we have 284 universities involved in this program. Well, as you know, the European University of the Sea, CU, that is our short name, is an alliance of 6 coastal universities. We have Cadiz as coordinators, as university coordinator, Brest in France, Kiel in Germany, Gdańsk in Poland, Split in Croatia, and Malta in Malta. No, we have uniting over 1,200 students, 16,000 staff, including academic staff, research and non-academic staff. We are uniting now 68 faculty and 117 research groups. This is our strong union for Europe. But this outlook is for the first phase of this alliance. In the future, if the final resolution pending is fine for us, we become 9. 6 become 9. That is our main message for this second phase. Additionally to the 6 pioneers, we joined 3 new partners. University Parthenope Naples in Italy, obviously University of Algarve in Portugal, and Norte University in Norway. We have, with this future second phase, 9 universities, and I think, I believe, a good geographical balance. As you can see in this slide, we have northern Antarctica seas well covered. Additionally, we have 3 partners in the Mediterranean and 3 partners in the mid-Atlantic. Well, in this second phase, is the resolution is positive for our alliance. We have a strong community. No, yeah, this is the main numbers, but the union of the 9 universities generate a strong university for the future, the CU Alliance. The second phase of the alliance has a denomination, a slogan that is CU for all, the European University of the Sea Alliance, navigating towards modern and co-transformative intercampus life, people-driven, planet-friendly, and knowledge-based progress for all. Our background is the CU pilot period. Excuse me, I mute the phone. Okay, and the CU 2.0 general objective is to consolidate this strategic aggregation building a true European University Alliance, in which the ultimate goal is to create a new multi-campus university endowed with a legal entity. The sea, marine and maritime aspect is our main capacity and our context, but we are a generalist alliance. This is an important point to know at the beginning. Well, the CU Alliance is alliance formed by 9 universities, but we have 75 associated partners because our approach is the co-creation approach. All our external stakeholders will be considered as associated partners of the alliance. We include municipalities, all the municipalities of the 9 universities, all the ports of the 9 universities, companies, important research centers, NGOs, and other organizations. And for this forum, perhaps it's important to mention that we have one external important associated partner, that is the World Maritime University in Malmö, Sweden. Well, this is the distribution of our associated partner, and this is the CU work plan for the second phase, for CU 2.0. It's the classical scheme with a work package for governance and management, that the main objective is build a true university with a legal status that is very, very difficult for the national barriers, the European barriers, but we can try it. And other work package to dissemination and impact. And in the core of the proposal, we have the similar structure that one university has: education and training, research and innovation, European campus life, and bridging the gap with society. It's very similar from to the perspective of the usual vice rector of every university. Finally, finally, in this part of presentation, we have the 6 work package with 25 tasks, and this information is available in the presentation. Well, and to say the more relation with this conference specifically, we have a CU 2.0 bridges. In the proposal, we say in order to reach out to all continents in the rest of the world, we intend to take advantage of our partners' excellent relationship with universities around the world to select CU ambassadors in regions such as South America, Africa, Eastern Europe, and Asia. For this, it's very important for us, this invitation from University of Algarve to introduce you our alliance. One of our hallmarks is the prominence of marine and maritime uses in our university, a prominence that we want to engage and that invites us to seek sister university to see you in those regions of the world with a similar profile. This is our first bridge with this event, with this conference. We think that University of Algarve and University of Cadiz should be the link to Africa, because we have a traditional relation with regions, different regions of Africa. The proposal, the CU 2.0 proposal, show activities and focus in this relation is possible, acting as a role model, while in the possibility of the historical relationships with Africa, with regular meetings with European regional stakeholders, and with the involvement of staff and students in a specific tasks and sub-staff of our work package 5 that is led by University of Algarve. Well, this is in the work package 5, as you say, we have a strong strategy to link to other regions outside of European Union. Across CU territorial strategy, CU Ambassadors Group, Future Leadership Forum, and CU Congress. Well, CU could be a role as capacity, could play a role as capacity building space, and we are waiting for you in CU. This finally, okay, this is all, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Antonio. We have time just for one question.
I will do just a quick also remark by the end. Thank you also Antonio for presenting us in detail the COU, this University of the Sea, and I would like also to say that concerning the COU Congress that Antonio was speaking, we'll be very happy then to invite all the higher education institutions from Africa that are represented here and others, and also that they also became associated partners of this the phase 2 of CEU as we wait. So if no one would like to add more questions, I think we'll be able to end now, right, Vânia?
Yes.
Yes, but first I want to take the first photo, the group photo. So if you want, everyone turn on your cameras. I appreciate. And Antonio, can you stop sharing your screen?
Yes, excuse me, 1 second. Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Please turn the cameras and smile. Okay, wait. Okay, the first one. Okay. Just one more. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you very much and see you in 1 hour.
Now it's Silvana, another one that Silvana just
Okay,
joined
another
now.
one. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thank you
you.
all. See you at 2.
See you at 2 p.m.
Okay, thank you very much.